We're not live?
Okay, we got it.
Okay, great. Smooth show. Oh, I'm still live.
I'm thinking back on all those times when I felt close to from all that I could become, eager but too scared to climb. Wanted to please my friends, but it felt like the end of myself. I was shut down and all drained out. I was lost, so I had to change. Yeah, I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness. They turned on me, but now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they're saying, this is who I am. This is who I am now. They think that I have lost my mind, that I'm not being true, but they don't have a clue. 'Cause this is me when I cut out all of the shallowness and everything I suppressed to fit in a small frame. But I won't play your game anymore, so I had to change. Yeah, I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose
Oh, you're muted. I can't hear Paul.
There we go. Hey,
Oh, perfect.
we're off to a great start. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
What's going
It's
on?
Friday, no rules.
It's Friday.
Why
Oh,
is Kathleen's image on?
Yeah, mine is like spazzing out.
Yeah.
What is happening?
You kind of have the. What is happening?
Should I leave and come back, perhaps?
I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm not going to lie. If you're enjoying it, let us know in the chat. Watching Kathleen kind of do this sped up loop
Yeah, I don't
thing.
know what's happening. I'll come back. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
See you later.
That's so weird.
That is weird. Welcome to Livestreaming
everyone.
Pros. I am not Luria.
Where the points don't matter.
Nope. And listen, you should try to put together this show. My God, you will have more respect. You had respect for Luria and Kathleen and Callie. Like, it goes so much higher. Try to put together this show. But we're here. We did it. We made it.
Yeah, okay.
And now Kathleen looks like a statue. It looks like we built a Kathleen statue.
It's a really cute picture, isn't it?
It's powerful. It looks like she's
really
looking
is.
towards something. I don't know.
Anyway, hi everyone.
Hey, everybody. Real quick. I think this is important to. I just want to highlight this real quick. If we go over here, there's been a lot of talk that Luria's background is CGI and that it is green screened. And I guarantee you, I'm actually here. It is not green screened. It's a beautiful space. And yeah, I just want people to know, like, don't add us. Don't say, like, is it don't ask, is it a green screen? Because it's not. There you go.
It's a don't ask, don't tell policy as far as green screen background.
Kathleen, are you fully operational?
I believe so. If you can hear me, then I think we're good.
Nice. So today, you might think, wait a second, it's March. Why the Christmas theme? Well, here's the thing, guys. Today is all about gifts. You can give yourself tech things that you can purchase or ask for that have helped us and made our live streaming better and easier. So, I don't know.
So yeah, we're gonna talk tech today. The things that we like, things that we don't like. I did get this Kiyo Pro, Razer Kiyo Pro, that I haven't even unboxed yet, so we could do a live unboxing of that if you guys want, and a little plug-in. But yeah, and right now I'm using the Razer Kiyo, but we'll get into all that fun stuff in a minute.
All the good stuff. I didn't realize we could talk
And right
about
now
stuff
I'm
we
using
hate.
the Razer.
That's a whole other list.
I think we should. I think we should talk about things that don't matter. So apparently, I got this in Black Friday last year, and I still have not unboxed it. But I got it for Black Friday because it was half off. It's usually $200. But now today, as I looked it up, I realized it's always half off because apparently people don't tend to like it very much. So we're going to try it out today and see what happens. The Razer Kiyo is that I'm using right now has that ring light around it, which there's a link in the description for it too, and it's only 720p, but this is supposed to be 1080p. Yeah. So Paul, what kind of what kind of mics and stuff do you use?
So I use a Wave 3, which I've loved. I think it's affordable, but also it gives you this great piece of software that allows you to control your audio and route audio. Because if you live stream or are interested in live streaming, that's the one place you're going to have tons of difficulty is routing audio. And for me, the Wave mic is great, but the software is even better because it allows you to place the audio where you need it when you need it, which can be really helpful. So for me, the Wave mic is great. Kathleen,
Where
what
do you
use?
have your?
Oh, sorry.
I've got myself a Yeti, and I love it. I know there are haters out there, but you know what? It works for me.
Nice.
Kathleen, do you normally have it that on in your shot like
No.
that?
I don't, but somebody said I was hard to hear, so I moved it up.
Oh, okay. Paul, where do you usually
I have
keep
it
your
set
mic?
for my production, not somebody else's, so, stuff.
Yeah.
Got it. I have my mic, and I've tried a few places. I have the mic right below me, which is really nice off screen. So here's a question, and I'm curious in the chat too. What do you like, showing your mic, or do you like hiding your mic? Because what's funny about that?
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Somewhere. I'm curious because, I mean, some people really like having it off screen. I know Lurie really loves that style. Kathleen, you...
It depends on my mood and what I'm doing. It's in, it's out. That's the nice thing about the arm, is that I can do whatever I want when I want.
Got it.
It works out nicely.
So I have a question.
Shouldn't
As a
believe it should.
viewer, when you go on someone's like stream or video and they have a mic in their shot, do you automatically kind of assume who they are? Like, oh, this person is really into tech. This person is a gamer. You know what I mean? Like, you don't expect them to do crafts if their mic is in the shot. At least not for me. Am I alone on that?
Kathleen, what do you think?
I don't know that it's necessarily tied to the content. It just seems to be, personal preference, or it could just be a voice problem. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the gamers, their picture is so small down in the corner that I don't know that they spend a lot of time staging it all out. Or a lot of them are using headsets too. So if you're going to headset on, the mic's going to be right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, some people I know have very strong opinions about it. It doesn't really bother me one way or the other than I will admit, but that's just because I'm a geek. I get distracted a little bit sometimes because I try to figure out what mic it is. It's like, what is that?
I'm always like, does it have lights on it? Ooh. I guess I am alone in that. CK says I'm alone in that I just judge people if they have I just assume like what kind of streamer they are if they have a mic in shot or not. You know?
Yeah. So here's the thing that I've wondered about too, that how much thought goes into backgrounds? If you watch some of the big streamers, of various sizes, some people have really amazing backgrounds, then others are extremely casual. And there's like a mess behind them. There's like clothes on the floor. And I wonder, do they do that to attract a certain person who is that person? So when they watch the stream, they're like, oh, that's me. I'm kind of hanging out with somebody who's similar to me. Does that make sense?
It
Yes,
does set a vibe,
it does.
right?
Yeah.
It kind of tells people when they first come in what to expect just at first glance. It's that whole, you get 10 seconds to make a first impression kind of thing.
Is that true? I'm ruined.
I mean, not that you couldn't totally take it in a different direction, but it does communicate. Now, my question is always, how much thought do people put into it? And I think that kind of depends on where they are in their journey.
Mm-hmm.
I think when people are first starting, they pretty much just sit down, turn on a camera. And then over time, if they decide they like the look of somebody else's and they want to mimic it, that's when that whole thought process kind of kicks in. Or not. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah. Speaking of mimic, I mean, Paul really loves Luria's set, so he did the same thing in his house.
I built out a room very similar to that. I've just studied
It
images.
took him a lot of time and money. That this was no small undertaking. Every time she moves a plant, he's got to go move a plant.
These walls were
It's
boring
dedication.
plaster in wood. I had to blow out walls and build a brick. It's a brick house.
Wow.
So
With clay.
With clay.
Each brick
I'm
was
sure the
made by
cat
hand
did
by
not
Paul.
Yeah, I have a kiln out back where I fire it up every morning and pop in a couple bricks.
Paul's a brick house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to thank Celeste, another Yeti fan. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, you got some
Well, 'cause
celestial love? Nice. You got some, yeah, love.
Well, because the whole reason, because Blue Yeti used to have an awesome reputation, but then what? Did they change ownership or something?
Logitech bought them, yeah.
Okay. Freaking Logitech, dude.
There's always a certain amount of kickback when that stuff happens, right? But yeah, no, I mean, I had a few mics in the beginning, like, as we do, and this one just works for me. I'm sure
Did you
someday I'll
notice
get
a
bored
drop
and
off
change
in
it.
quality? Did you notice a drop off in quality when Logitech?
No.
Oh.
No, but I'm sure there's a perception out there with people, because anytime a big company swallows a small company, but I haven't noticed. If anything, I mean, they've released software that's special controls just for this, and they're always adding stuff to it. So I haven't. Now, this is the one that I bought when it was still an independent company. I don't know if the manufacturing process has changed or whatever, but I'm happy with mine.
I think it's pretty cool that all this live streaming gear, like, so the Razer Kiyo, not sponsored, they have like apps and everything now that you can control things with. Same with sound. So now you can have a USB mic and make it sound like you have an XLR because of apps that they come with now.
Yep.
I think that's really
I
cool.
I probably lost 2 days when I first. There goes the freaking headset. Let's talk about what I hate.
Kathleen, you're having a lot of you're having a lot of difficulty with that headset, guys.
From sounds I could make with it.
Guys, join us on a Kickstarter
In a second.
where
There
we're
we go.
raising money to buy Kathleen a headset that she doesn't hate. Links.
I don't think it exists because I don't like things on or in my ears anyway. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, we're learning a lot about each other.
And everybody, I'm not ignoring the conversation. I'm also monitoring chat, so that's why I keep turning my head because I've got multiple windows.
When you turn your head, you remind me of those cuts. Like if you're watching Star Wars and you see one of the ships and they're like, oh no, the rebels are approaching. They cut to one of the commanders who's like looking off screen through the window at the approaching rebels. That's every time you do that. That's what I think. That's what I think, Kathleen.
Yeah, I'm always worried that it's distracting, but I don't know how to not, turn my head because that's just where all the screens are.
Bird's
sense.
sitting here
It's a
waiting
trap,
to be
right?
let out
It's
of
a
my
trap.
bathroom. I
Oh,
gotta
my
let Bird
cat.
out of my bathroom.
My cat was just desperately trying to get in here. So our cats.
Yeah, that's always the tough call. Do you leave the animal out or in? I let Murphy in. It's his birthday weekend, but also because otherwise he'd be scratching and crying at the door. So.
Which also raises another important point. One of the pieces of hardware we most appreciate is food to give to our animals so they leave us alone and let us stream. That's another piece of important tech.
This is true.
I guess food is technically hardware. Technically.
It works for me. Absolutely.
It's a tool. It's a tool. Everyone, what's your
Tool
favorite
gets the
food?
job done. And coffee. You must have coffee at all times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
what-
Kathleen does have a harsh leg right now.
Again?
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
Okay,
it
so you
is.
guys
It's
just don't like
weird.
me and you're messing with my settings.
Weird. It's really bad, actually. Yeah.
I thought it was just me for a second. I thought like, oh, maybe nobody's mentioned it. Nobody's mentioned the chat. But yeah, there's a lot of lag.
Here, do you want to leave and come back again, maybe? We can just do some live troubleshooting this whole time.
That works.
I hear Paul's cat.
Gosh, they are just. Oh, you know what? Hold on 1 second. Steer the ship, Callie.
Oh, God.
There is
Oh,
a
Kathleen,
hole.
you're alive now.
Yeah, well, I'm alive for a minute here. I shut down a few more things. I do have a lot open, more than I normally do because we're multitasking.
Got it. Oh, can I? So I have a piece of tech that I actually wanted to talk about that like really has helped me a lot. There's no smooth transition of talking about cat food. So do you mind if I dive into that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
Let's
go for
talk
it.
tech.
Celeste is talking about how she built her background so the cats will interact with it on screen. So there's an idea.
What?
That's
Get
cool.
out.
That's
Oh my
time.
gosh.
Now I got to go check that out.
We should talk later because I'm curious about
now,
how to
but-
do that. So I'm gonna watch that stream later. So one of the pieces of tech that I love is the piece of tech that like got me out of the house more. And so this might make sense, and maybe I hope it does. That a lot of the tech I buy, it makes me feel more and more stuck in this room. Like it doesn't encourage me to like go out into the world. It encourages me to kind of like hunker down into this space, whether it's lights or monitors. It's all built around a very fixed location. But the piece of text that I've loved recently getting is this little M2 crane, which has allowed me to kind of just put a phone on it, balance it. I can even put my Sony 6400 on it and go out into the world and get really nice shots and just stream from out there, which has been fun, which has really opened up so many possibilities. And I feel like some of the best tech is the ones that invite you to try different stuff, like different experiences, not just recycle the ones that you normally do in better bit rates or better. It just kind of pushes you in a different way. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense. I was wondering if you had any footage preloaded you could share, but maybe not.
I don't. That would have been very smart. I don't. But if you've ever seen a movie where there's footage outside, it looks like that.
Everyone go look up The Shining and watch the intro.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's all.
The crane does the exact same thing, just this beautiful shot over the Colorado mountains, the Rockies.
But that's what you used for that one where you showed us the place that you did the improv, right?
Yeah. Which I was
really cool.
I was always
it was so
nervous.
smooth.
Yes. So here it is. And the reason I suggest the M2 is, well, the M2 is great because it can support either like a phone, and it can also support a Sony 6400 mirrorless camera with any lens. I mean, even the 16 millimeter lens works okay and can be supported with this thing. Now, I think it's Zhiyun. I'm probably horribly butchering that name, so I apologize. But they make a lot of different gimbals, and some much smaller, a little cheaper. The reason I like the M2 is it can support a lot of weight. The M3 just came out, which makes this puts this one on sale. I think this one's about $150, and originally I think it was $250. So I think for everything you may want to do, this is a great option if you want to get out and be more mobile and have really smooth shots. So, so I'm just going to keep rambling. What I've done is, the problem with this though is it's a little close in your face. So when you flip that camera around and you're just walking and talking like a vlog, it's a little too close. So I would suggest, and I know Kathleen, if you can put the links in there, I purchased a extendable
Go gadget.
Yeah, basically go gadget. But the beautiful thing is it comes with a tripod at the bottom. So not only does it extend up to 4 feet, you can also use it as a gimbal. And then
hey, Paul,
Yeah.
Can you make yourself full screen so we can see it more easily?
Oh, you're smart. Makes a lot of sense. Great. So, welcome to my home. So this little guy right here, I can't think of it like a, what would you call this?
A go gadget.
Awesome. I have a go gadget.
Inspector gadget.
And it extends quite a bit. And then you just put, on the base of it, you just put a little tripod, which this originally comes with the M2. So you just pop this off the M2, pop this on here. Now you can extend it up to 4 feet so you can get some really nice shots. Also, you can get some very drone-like shots in that you can extend it and then with a swooping motion, move it slowly, or you can move it over or through trees. You can get some really beautiful shots. So the problem with it, though, is you might have issues with the mic in your phone. So maybe you want to use this gimbal and go around, take some awesome shots, live stream, but the sound is pretty bad. Maybe the mic isn't great. Maybe it's omnidirectional, and that's frustrating to you. You want to really get a very direct connection, so it's just picking up your audio, but not like the audio in the space. Like for instance, when I toured the improv place that I was teaching at, there was a ton of music, and that really, I feel, kind of helped hurt the live stream. So what you can do on Amazon, this little guy, it's just $15. The reason I like it is it's got 1/4-inch threads. You can screw this into the base of this piece. It starts to become a bit of a transformer, but I think it pays off. So you screw this in, then you screw the gimbal into the top of this, and you can put a microphone on this, which feeds into the camera. And that leads me to the Rode Go 2, which is this little guy right here, which just came out. I think it came out about a month ago, and we'll put the links up in the chat as well. That is $99, and the sound is fantastic. Also, what's amazing about this little guy is it gives you the opportunity to plug this into your phone. So this is one of the few microphones that you can plug directly into your phone. If you have an Apple, you're going to have to get an adapter, which I think is $20. But if you're Android, you're good to go. USB-C to USB-C.
Do we have any takers? Any takers in the audience?
Also, what's really great with this is you can use this for podcasting, because since you can plug this directly into your phone, you can plug this directly into your PC through a USB-C port. You can just use this as a podcast microphone. So if you need just some clean audio, you're moving around, you want to do a quick podcast, or you can use it with your Zoom. It's great. So it's really multifunctional for a lot of environments.
Is it battery powered?
It is. It's a great question. I think it's It's USB-C battery powered, because you don't have to plug anything in. Literally, it works as when you plug in the USB-C. I think it's powered off of that. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Do you have to keep it plugged in, or are you just doing that to charge an internal battery?
When you're maybe this is a stupid answer. When you're recording, you have to leave it plugged in, but otherwise, nope.
I wasn't piecing it together. Ignore me.
No, that's a good question. No, that makes sense. I get what you're saying. You're like, do you have to keep it powered up? Nope. When you use it, you plug it in. Otherwise, it just hangs out. You don't need it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thanks for covering.
So is it battery powered or not? You're like,
yes.
You got to plug it in to make it work. So it's not, or it is.
It is battery powered. I guess it is battery powered.
You have to keep it plugged in, though? Luria, go away. Shoot. I was trying to play. Okay. Paul, continue. What else with your tech?
So those are the big pieces that I've been using a lot recently. Yeah, and the other big thing that I've been using a lot recently is it's not like a super. So I guess the thing that I like the most is pieces of tech that's been like forcing me to get out of the house. So I got a drone recently, and that's been really fun because that's got me out of the house. It's gotten new angles. It's gotten new video. It's given me a chance to connect with people in a different way. So those are the pieces of tech that I've been using.
See, a drone's really cool, but do you have to have a license?
No. So there's a lot of laws with drones. Basically, if you have something that is under 250 grams in weight, you do not have to have a license. And you don't have to have it registered. If it's over 250 grams, you have to register it and get something which they call, you have to register it. And there's other little laws as well. And it depends on where you're at, where you can shoot. So you can't fly it over roads and stuff like that. So, but it's been fun.
That's awesome. That's really cool. A whole new
We have to
world.
thank Marcus for the sympathy super chat. He's asking, is it
Thanks,
battery powered? We have a new catchphrase, folks.
Everyone,
Thank you, Marcus.
do you have to plug it in? How does it work?
Marcus, I'm so glad you asked. It is battery powered. So there you go. But it's only a battery accessible when you plug it in. So it's one of those hidden batteries that only work when you plug it in.
I'm so confused. Anyway, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got this drone and have been using it a lot. It's been making me want to get one. But I don't want to be that person though at the park that's like "Rrr," and everyone hates them. Right, Paul? Doesn't that suck when everyone just hates you?
Listen, I feel very comfortable and at home when that happens. I feel like, yeah, this is normal.
It's like talking in a mirror.
So I will say this. It is the challenging thing with a drone is that it does make a lot of noise, and people will look, and older men will come over and be like, "What do you got there? What's
So
that?"
I should get one. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, if you're looking for an older man, 100%. Just it's old man clickbait is a drone. What do you got there? What's happening? It goes in the air. Does it?
That's
Is it battery powered?
all-
Sure it is.
and that's how Paul also ended up with a drone.
And a new elderly friend, man. Paul goes trolling for friends at the park with his drone. Sammy has a question for us. He wants to know if you've used. Well, I've already lost it. I think he wanted to know if you've used the. Here, thank you. There we go. Have you tried using the new mic with your drone?
Have I used the new mic with my drone?
How does that work?
No, I can't. Sammy, that's a great question. Sorry, I had to really think that through for a second. I had a really slow moment. Thanks for everybody watching me as my brain was slowly processing words. That's what learning looks like, everybody. What?
Yeah, like
So when you use the drone, Sammy, you have to the USB-C plug is where you connect the drone, so you have nowhere to plug in the mic. So no. Long story short, no. You just use the internal mic in the phone, because that's a fun thing too. You can get drones that allow for live streaming, which isn't done very much. I haven't seen it very much. And I'm excited to kind of start doing that. So you get an opportunity to live stream while you're hanging out with people and flying the drone around. So it kind of really gives you and other people a chance to try different stuff. They can suggest, oh, fly over there, go see that. It's neat. It's almost like a exploration together. So I like it.
And there's such possibility with it. So I have a client who runs a bike shop, and they have a bike team and all of that. And so I saw a video that somebody had done. I think they live streamed it, and then it was just there for me to replay. But the drone followed the person on their bike, and so they were talking about the decisions that they were kind of like explaining, like racing versus, and a lot of it is off road, and so he was talking about what he was seeing and the decisions he was making as he was going. It was really cool to see, but of course, being geeky, I was just more fascinated by the fact that the drone kept up with him.
Yeah, you
that's
can get
really
it's.
cool.
Yeah, it's called active tracking, and they do have models that have that. Now, just so you know, if you do go buy the Mini 2, it does not allow for active tracking yet, although the software would be capable of it. DJI just hasn't given people the ability to get in there and change it around. So the technology is there, but they haven't done it yet. But higher end drones, you can do active tracking, and it is so much fun. You get some really gorgeous shots.
Don't you feel like live streaming with drones could take IRL streaming to a whole other level?
I think so, and that's what I'm really excited about doing. In fact, a couple nights ago, I spent 3 hours just trying to figure out a way to get it all to work. And I finally did. And yeah, I'm really excited about starting to do that because there's so many neat places that you can see and go, and just kind of the perspective of it. So yeah, I like things that are kind of change up perspective.
Yeah. That's so awesome. I know I was thinking of like someone who's a rock climber maybe and they want to IRL stream and they can have a drone. Like how
That's
cool
amazing.
would that be? Yeah,
That's-
if you're a rock climber watching this, you should invest in a drone and IRL stream that.
Now, the only issue I will say is it's a great idea. Ironically, back to batteries. The battery life for the drone is about 30 minutes. So it would work for
climb fast.
Exactly. Get up that cliff face
Very
fast.
small climb.
Yeah, baby climbs. Get that baby climb out of the way, slap a new battery in there, another baby climb, slap another battery in there. You can go up the whole mountain, but only in like 30-minute increments. Mm-hmm.
That is interesting though. I didn't think about battery life, like the battery life of a drone. That's not long. What if it dies while it's in midair?
It kind of goes. I'm sorry, Larry. I apologize. I'm turning this into like a real nerdy drone talk session. In the last, when the battery is down to 20%, it'll go into like basically like a hibernation state where it's just like we're shutting this down. So it'll.
It's like we should not be here right now.
We weren't invited to this height. We got to get out of here. So it'll land. It'll basically land itself, but it won't find like the ideal place to land. So what you have to do is set what you call a home point and say, this is when I hit come home, this is where you're going to go. And so that's basically what you do. So it has like safety mechanisms. Higher end drones handle the situations of low battery much better. The cheaper ones, you're kind of on your own. Just make sure you're kind of paying attention to that. And it warns you, like as soon as you're
flying and half find your drone.
Well, they do have. So the beautiful thing about it is it provides a GPS map in the lower left corner, and it always lets you know how far away it is and where you are in relationship to the drone. So it's always ideally like bouncing off 10 to 20 different satellites, like letting you know where everything's at, which is really nice. So if it does land anywhere, you can go find it. So
It's like golf.
It is like golf, and much like golf, old men do it.
Tony, do you golf? I'm just messing with you, Tony. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, so enough of that, Paul. Kathleen, no, just kidding.
No, 100%.
I was curious
Oh
about
my
some of the
goodness.
tech with Kathleen. Actually, so I went to Social Media Marketing World with Lurie last week, and I saw a lot of Rocket books. And I know, Kathleen, you use those, don't you?
Yes, I do. So I use lots of different devices. I'm probably still on mute, aren't I? Nope. Yes. Okay, good.
Nope, you're good.
So yes, Rocketbook is one of my two favorite ways to do planning. And anybody who's been around me for any length of time has heard about these. So the idea behind them, well, first of all, they come in different styles. So you can get your spiral bound. They've got this new one where it's magnetic. So if you want to change out to a different set of paper, because the papers come in different patterns, you just have to pull it out. And then they've got one that flips up as well. Sort of like, a legal pad kind of thing. And the idea behind them is that you have to use a particular pen. You have to use these pilot pens, the friction pens. I don't know if you can see that, but maybe if I hide.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you can write in them. There is an app on your phone, and so you can take a picture of it and save it. So it's got this little QR code, and it changes depending on the layout that you're using. And then you take a picture of it with your phone, and it saves to an app. And then, so it's the best of all worlds, right? It's reusable. You can take it with a pen, right? Because for me, like a lot of times when I'm thinking through things or planning things out, like the whole process of having something in my hand and being able to take notes or draw things out as I go just works best for me. as much as I use technology for everything, it comes down to pen and paper a lot of times for me. So you can do this. You've got multiple pages. You can do whatever you want. You can draw. You can use one of the layouts, or you can just use either lines or dots. And then there's these, probably won't show up on camera, but let me try. There's these icons way down at the bottom. They're very faint. And the idea is you can go in and you can assign them. This is what they actually look like. You can assign each one a location. So you can send it to Google Drive, you can send it, you can have it default to email, and you can do multiples, right? So if you want to email it to somebody and yourself and put it in Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever, you just mark off the right number of icons at the bottom. And when you take the picture with it, it saves it into your folder in the app, which is in the cloud. So you can access it anywhere, from your phone, from a desktop, wherever you are. But it'll also email it and put it in drives and all that kind of stuff. So it's like the best of all possible worlds in one tool. So you're not wasting paper.
Crazy.
And because the problem for me is, like I do all this stuff on paper, but then I will go around and not have that paper with me, or not have my notes with me wherever I am. So it solves that problem because they're always on my phone, right? Or on whatever computer I'm on, because I can just log into the app and access them that way. It will also do transcription, right? So your handwriting has to be within a certain range, but it can take your handwritten notes and turn it into text. Now, I will say I have terrible handwriting. Like, I could almost be a doctor if it was just based on handwriting. And it does a pretty good job of figuring it out. And then when you really get into it, like there's these little tricks that you can do. Like if you put 2 hashtags before it and after it, the application recognizes that as a title, so it automatically names it that for you. Otherwise, it just defaults it like day and time kind of thing. Love it. A lot of people get wrapped up in the fact that, they comes with a black pen, but you can do colors. They come in very, very many colors, and they've got a lot more colors. Like this is just one set. I have another set. I've got a whole pencil holder of just all different colors out in my on the sofa where I'm usually doing this kind of work. But these are something that I just cannot sing the praises of enough. I will actually put the link in. Hang on one second.
I have kind of a dumb question.
Go for it.
What about when you write on it, the ink goes on this paper?
Yeah, so it's technically not just like regular paper, right? So it's a special kind of paper. It's got like a coating on it. And then what you do is, so here, we can demo. I should have set up my overhead, but this is a fine point, so I don't know how well it'll show up, but let's see. Just need to see if I'm on camera. Okay. So yeah.
I see it.
Okay,
I see it.
Scribble, 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 right?
Yeah.
And you can get different widths. I just happen to be a fine point person. So you do that, and then you get these, it comes with this little cloth. So you put a tiny bit of water either on the cloth or on the page itself, and then you just wipe it off when you're done. Kind of like, think like whiteboard kind of approach. And one of the hacks that I've learned is I went and I got myself a set of watercolor pens. I should have brought those in. So I'd never seen them before because I'm not an artist. But basically there are these like pen brushes, right? So there's a brush on the end instead of like a nib or ink. And then it's got this cylinder. And so you fill the cylinder with water and then screw it on. And that way, like if I just need to like erase part of what I've written because I got something wrong or it wasn't clear enough, I can just go in and have more control over where I'm putting the water and then wipe it out and then write on it again. So that's all you need is just this, and it comes with a little microfiber cloth. Obviously, it's got their little logo on it, and it is good to go. It was a total game changer for me because either I'm working with clients or I'm working on my day job or whatever, and I took good notes, but I never had the notes where I needed them. So for me, this was epic.
That's how I am, because I'm the same way. I like to write, and it's kind of like the act of writing helps my brain interpret more information of what's going on or whatever. And then those notes end up
sizes,
crumpled.
Right? So if you like to have like something in your purse or your pocket, you've got that. If you like the smaller form factor, you've got that. So I mean, they have got it figured out at this point.
So
I looked into it when it was a original Kickstarter.
Is it pretty durable?
It just get better and better. Yes, I mean I beat the daylights out of these things. Okay. They're in my bag. The dog is taken off with them. They hold up really well. Wow. Now, in theory, there is a point where you're not going to be able to clean it anymore, or you're going to clean it to the point where I've been using them for years. I haven't hit that point yet, but just so you know, theoretically there is a limit on it. I'll let you know when I get there. But yeah, I do. I absolutely love them. I highly recommend them to everybody. Actually, I just sent a couple because I every time they come out with something new, I get it. It's like this one with the magnets on
The
it on the
magnetic
side.
thing.
That's the new one. So I upcycled, gifted a couple of my older ones with the spiral to somebody else who has been curious about it, but hadn't been willing to take the dive. And I'm like, you know what, you're gonna love this. Just take it. Go play. But yeah, so and I don't know, again, I don't know if it'll show up, but like so this is the Cornell layout, which is what I use most of the time for my notes, where you've got like you got the thin one here, you got the section on the bottom, and then you've got your big area here. Now the Cornell pattern, there's actually a recommendation for how to use it, but for me, I put my questions down the side or general ideas, my summary at the bottom, and then my random notes go in the bigger area because random needs more space.
Wow, dang, that's way more organized than my notes. My notes, I like do a little cloud pattern somewhere because I'm like, oh, here's a little bullet point that feels important, and then later on I find out it's not really important, so then I make like a different thing, and then it's like
Yeah, well,
half doodles.
that's cool sketchnoting, right? So, and for sketchnoting, these are great, especially with the colors, right? When you get the different colors, you can really sketchnote your little heart out. And that's another approach to taking notes. And so it kind of depends on the meeting. Like if I'm in like a conference, right? So if, like UIR or something like that, then, I change my pattern, right? Then it's, speaker name and title. And then I kind of sketchnote it because I don't know where the conversation's going to go. But like if I know ahead of time I'm listening for certain things, I'll make a note of myself so that when I get those answers, I can put the answer right next to it. There are patterned versions of the pages. So if you're like a person who likes, the grids, if you're drawing things out or whatever, you've got that. They've got different line heights. The
Dang.
panda planners, like people who are into planning are very much into panda planners. I tried it, didn't work for me, but other people. So they've got panda planner versions of these branded by, they made an agreement with Panda Planner. So yeah, basically you can find anything you want and make it work. And then if you really get into it, if you go way down the rabbit hole like I do, there's all kinds of communities out there that have come up with amazing hacks for these things to customize them for themselves. So
That's so
again, it's
cool.
really just your creativity. Like some people take just a blank sheet that has no lines on it or anything, and they will take a like permanent marker and build out their own patterns. Yeah. You can also use
See,
these
I
on
was seeing
whiteboard.
everyone use those in social media marketing world, and I was like, dang, I need to ask Kathleen
Headset
about
again.
it. Sorry, my eyes.
Here
so
we go.
itchy.
Lost you again. Hang on a second. But I'll keep talking while I dig for the stupid thing behind my back. The other thing that you can do with these things is you can actually use them with whiteboards. So there's two ways to do it. You can pay them the couple of bucks for their
I think Paul is either frozen.
orange triangle. You can hit the corner of your whiteboard. I know. Every freaking
What?
time, right?
No, Paul's frozen.
So yeah, you can do that, and then it
Yep.
just
I'm frozen.
yeah. So good. It's not just me. It's gonna be harder though for you to drop.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for me to drop.
Maybe just try switching your camera and switching it back.
Well, thank God I look very interested. I look very
That's true.
curious.
You look like you're paying very close attention. Yeah, so they're just orange triangles. You can get them from the actual rocket book people, but people have also just hacked them themselves they took a marker in orange and found the right color combination so that it recognized it. But that's a way for you to share like notes of it, like you're in a hybrid meeting situation. The people in the room obviously can see the whiteboard, but maybe not the people on the call so much because the camera is usually not in a good spot for that. But then you can share it with them. And there's a live share feature on the app where you can set up your phone on a little tripod, and every couple of seconds it will send them an updated view of it. So you don't have to remember to keep doing it if you're the one running the meeting and sharing. So yeah, there's
Dang.
that. Should I go right into
That's
the Remarkable
awesome.
after that? Because that's the next generation of this world.
Yeah, do it. I was curious what that
Barry
was too.
here. Okay.
Yeah, Barry, he loves it.
Barry and I have bonded over this very much. So, okay, so the Rocket books are fairly reasonably priced, especially when you factor in that you're not having to keep buying notepads, and that link is there. What I'm going to show you next is a little bit more expensive. I'll be right up front with it. It absolutely is. I was able to get you a link that has $40 off. That's going to sound like a lot until you see the price. But I will say that so this is the Remarkable. This is version 1. I also have version 2 out in the other room. So this is another way to do the same kind of thing, but it's virtually infinite, right? So in theory, you could be in a situation where you eventually run out of pages in your Rocketbook for whatever meeting you're in. I've never had it happen because they do have a lot of pages in it, but still. This is what they call an e-tablet. So let me tell you what is not first, because that's always a source of confusion. It is not a computer, right? It is not for surfing the internet. It is not for doing email. It's not for doing anything else, which is why this is awesome. Because this, like the Rocketbook or paper and pencil, are focus devices, right? So these are tools that we use when we need to focus and we don't want to have to deal with or get distracted by, oh, I should go and search that, and then 45 minutes later you haven't done anything. So this has a stylus too, and it's just this little thing here. I'll boot it up. And it's the same general idea as what we just talked about with the Rocketbook, except that you're doing it on this. It's a no glare kind of situation. So like you can look at this for hours and you're not going to get the headache that you would get if you were doing this on like an iPad or a Surface or something like that. But again, you also have the ability to save it so that, again, you can have your notes on the device and online so that you have them wherever. You can also send them to somebody. You can email them. Let me just... Yeah, I can just share this. So this is what it looks like. Just whoops, when you load it, you can create your own folders and all kinds of stuff, and then you can just go in and create pages. Let me create a blank page here. There we go. So you've got your tools down the side. You've got your controls down the bottom here, and again, you're just going to go in and you're just going to make sure I have a pen selected. You can come in and you can do all this kind of drawing and note taking and all that kind of stuff. You can load PDF and ebooks into this and make notes on them. And you can also share this. So there's an app that you can share it to your desktop, and then you can share that part of your desktop. So it's another generation. If you want something a little bit more electronic, if you want something that's more electronic than paper and pencil, then you've got this kind of thing where you can go and share it. And again, rabid following, lots of communities if you're looking for ideas and hacks. I like it for the fact that I can have documents on it in addition to just taking notes. So that kind of gives me a little bit more flexibility for when I'm doing work kind of stuff.
David,
we lost Paul again?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you lost me. I'm trying to make it work.
I bored him to death. I'm so sorry.
But David Stalsman wants to know if the Remarkable 2 will let you save to a specific team folders in a corporate Dropbox account.
What a perfect question. It's like I paid him for that. So yes, that is. So this is another thing that they're always enhancing and making better. And so they have recently added that type of functionality. So yes, you can save it to Dropbox. There's a whole list of them. I should have brought it up. If you go to the website, they list it all out. You can do it to the Microsoft Drive. You can do it to the Apple Drives. Like there's a bunch of different ones, and they keep adding to it. So yes, you can share it there, and you can save it as a PDF so that it's accessible for people, so they don't have to have the device in order to view what you put out there. So it's all kinds of
cool,
all kinds of awesome. So yeah, I mean, again, I have been searching pretty much my whole life for these perfect note-taking things to solve the big things for me, right? I want to be able to take notes in a non-distracted way, because I'm very easily distracted, as you may have noticed. So like I can take this and go sit in the backyard, give the dog some toys and treats to play with and just focus for however long I can get, because they talk about flow, right? So I can get into that flow state and keep going as long as I can. Because for me, that's how I get things done, right? I have to find that flow state and I have to make the most out of it so that when I'm in the more scatterbrain state, I can just go back to my notes and do a thing and not have to do all the figuring out. So I've tried, I early on, I got a convertible Windows notebook, which probably nobody else here will remember, but that did exist many thousand years ago. It was okay. I've always used stylus. I've tried to do it using different apps, and just my Wacom tablet. Minimal success, a little bit, Google Docs are an okay way, but all of that is too connected to the internet for me. So these things work for me because they're not connected and I can just focus and do the thing.
That's why I feel like I would find that useful, because I'm the same way where like I can type out notes, but I get so distracted by everything else on the computer.
Yeah.
But then having paper notes, then you have to translate it into Google Drive and blah, 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 and it's
right.
Yeah.
And the other thing for me, either with the Rocketbook or with the, I keep putting the thing down. Now I've forgotten the name of it. Hello, my brain just went away.
Remarkable?
The Remarkable. Sorry, yeah. So the Remarkable or the Rocketbook, in both cases, you're able to organize yourself, because that was the other problem I always had with paper was, maybe I tried, a 5-subject notebook or whatever, but my notes always ended up mushed, right? Because if somebody would call
Yeah.
and I just grab a page, right? So this makes it much more easy for me to be organized, because either with the Rocketbook by marking the right icon, or with the Remarkable, just grabbing it, and putting it in the right folder, I stay organized. I'm not having to go and actually carve out time to go back and be retroactively organized. Because let's face it, that
Yeah.
time never comes. And you don't have to, if you on the fly need something fast with the Remarkable, you can just, quickly click and get just a quick scratch page. And then, save it to wherever you want, after you're done taking your notes. So it is flexible enough. It's not like you always have to go into a folder to grab the right thing to get started. If you need to do it quickly, you just say new page and it goes ahead, and then you can put it wherever you want. You can move things around. You can rearrange, sometimes that's necessary. So for me, it's the right level of flexibility and focus.
Yeah. See, that's why I need that. I need
Yeah.
I
The whole thing for me, and what I tell everybody is, you got to find the thing that works best for you. This works great for me. And we
Yeah.
know Barry is on board. Barry,
Yeah.
we're talking about Barry Friedman. He's a part of one of our groups. Barry fell in love with this because he uses it during his live streams, because he's making notes or whatever live, and he was trying to do it on a whiteboard and it wasn't working. So he can do it on here and share it live, and people can see it in great resolution. It's nice and clear. It's a good size for them. So that was his aha moment for it.
Yeah. See.
So yeah, those are my
Dang.
two favorite planning and note-taking devices. And I a big part of it too is for planning out my shows, right? So either my shows or when I'm doing remote production, all my notes go in
Mhm.
here, so that as the conversation goes on or when we're ready for production, I've got it all right there in front of me.
See, that's why I
That's
need that,
important.
because all my notes end up crumpled and I have to uncrumple and be like, what is this?
Yep.
And they're
Yeah, I
always
mean, my
good
other
notes.
favorite
I'm a
thing
great
is,
note taker, but
yeah, right. The greatest notes in the world. Like, I have the exact note and I can't find it. Now I don't have that problem anymore. For a while I tried to use Trello, because Trello is another thing that I love. And I still use it, but again, it's too connected to the internet for me to do that big planning and thinking and figuring out stuff.
Mhm.
So it all works
Yeah.
together.
That makes
So is
total
everybody asleep?
sense. No. Actually, does it
Boston's
work with
asking,
every note? Was one of the questions.
so you can bring the PDF into Evernote. It's not a direct connection. So, well, I shouldn't say that, because they do keep adding stuff. So we would have to go and search the site to see if they've added that. But right now, the people that I know who are using it with Evernote, in both cases, are bringing a PDF version of it into Evernote.
Okay.
And Boston was asking about, I just lost it again.
David was
should go to
asking,
the
so he
web.
said he knows you can save it to Dropbox, but saving it, how do you save to a specific group team folder? He hasn't been able to do.
For the Remarkable or for Rocketbook?
The Remarkable.
Remarkable. Let me see if I can bring up the app without crashing everything.
Paul already crashed everything. He's gone.
Oh, it's going to install an update, so I can't go look. As I remember it, when I set this up a couple of weeks ago, I think, oh no, don't do that to me now. I think you can specify a folder. I don't know how deep you can go. Is that true? No, actually, I'm sorry. So I have to be careful what I say, because I'm on betas a lot. So that might be something that I've heard might be coming. But right now, yeah, you're just connecting it. So I can connect things to my personal Gmail, Google Drive, or I can connect things to my work, one of my work G drives. But yeah, you're right. I don't think, and I could be wrong, because they're adding and updating it all the time. But I've heard rumors that you're going to be able to pick specific folders going forward. But you didn't hear it from me. I just said people online.
Just in case.
Yeah,
I know. They're like, don't say it.
Yeah, well, it's okay. In the world of NDA, I'm okay, because I didn't promise anything. But yeah, so they're constantly upgrading. Now, I will say that there has been in the Remarkable world a big what's the polite word for this? Kerfuffle. We'll go with that. In the beginning, those of us who were early adapters. So like I said, I've got the version 1. That's what we were looking at. Version 2, even better. It's a little thinner. It's, but they both still work. So those of us who had version 1 and then bought early into version 2, we got free access to the storage service and some of the other functionality that you get. But, they're a company and they're trying to survive in this world. And so at some point, they can't keep giving the store away for free. So they have started charging, and there's different tiers for the storage and additional functionality. There has been some people who don't like that, as you would expect. People, hear something was free, and then they started, even though they just bought it yesterday and they never had it for free, they didn't lose anything. So just be aware that, when you go and check it, you will see people whining. People expressing their concerns about this. I will say I would pay for the service in a heartbeat because it is so flexible. And at some point, I fully expect that they're going to say to us, even the early adapters, they're going to say, hey, we really appreciate, all the support you gave us early on. You need to pay now. And I'll be totally fine with it because for me, it is so useful. Like I rely on both of these every single day. So take that for what it's worth.
Dang. That's cool. It's funny hearing Paul. I can hear Paul clicking his mouse. Can you hear it?
Paul's trying to come back. I'm impressed that we haven't actually completely dropped off because that would be bad.
Yeah, same. I don't know what even happened.
Just see. Maybe we'll catch up on some questions while we're at it.
Yeah. And now I'm kind of nervous because if Paul can't control himself, then he won't be able to control me if I dropped out because I wanted to try to plug this in.
Okay, so I'm just a couple more questions. I think it was about my stuff. So Boston Don was asking, can you doodle and bring it into Illustrator? In either case, you would have to bring it in as PDF, but since PDF is really in Adobe format, Illustrator can deconstruct it and use it. So yes, sort of. It's not a direct thing. You have to do an extra step or two, but yes, you can probably pull that off. I don't know how much detail you might lose. But again, there are tons of artists. I mean, oh my God, I see people doing art on both the Remarkable and the Rocketbook. And I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't do that with a gun to my head in 100 years. It's amazing what people can do with this stuff.
That's so cool. I was wondering about that too.
Yeah.
But I guess you could just...
The artists of the world are very much into this, especially the Remarkable. Because again, it's an entire drawing kit that they just throw in their bag and go. Because it's got different tools. Like you've got marker, we've got.
It has like all the different
marker. Yeah, pencil, mechanical pencil, paintbrush, highlighter, and calligraphy pen. So
I love that it has mechanical pencil in there.
Oh yeah, and you can change the size, and the pressure and all that kind of stuff of them. It has an eraser. Now, one of the things that people keep asking for, but I hope they don't do, is color, because I think that kind of takes us down a bad path. That said, they've kind of added color. So when you're in live share mode, you can actually go in and change to, I think, a blue and a red. You won't see it, obviously, on your device because your device is black and white. But if you save it, right, if you save or share it, then you do see the blue, black, red, and blue. So, and the highlighter colors you can do too. So there's that.
Nice.
I'm just making sure I got all those questions out of the way so we don't have to come back. There's some other general questions we can come back to when Paul is here, but I think we are
Paul's gone.
Paul's gone.
Totally ixnayed himself. He ixnayed himself.
No.
Paul. It's funny though. Paul hasn't even messaged. Paul, can you speak? Or no?
Do we have audio on you at least?
I heard him clicking
so.
before.
Hello, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
I'm glad you contacted me. We have things to talk about, Margaret. Yeah, no, I've been in the background trying to make this work. You're right. I was clicking away and it keeps denying that my camera exists. And I'm like, listen.
You probably need to get this Razer Kiyo Pro.
What a segue.
Yeah, Sony 6400. Go to hell. I'm going to.
You're drunk, Sony A6400. But not this Razer Kiyo Pro that we've never tried out. That I don't think is going to work, and I'm afraid actually.
Yeah, if you want to,
Paul.
if you want to try it out, I can 100% kind of like, I'm basically just kind of doing tech right now and trying to get back in. But yeah, if you want to give it a shot, for sure.
We can try. I don't know.
Okay,
if
so
it
I
can
may be
work,
here
though.
vamping by myself. Let me know because I keep turning my mic off while I'm typing.
We are slowly disappearing. At the end of this stream, it's just going to be all three of us and just
like a
voices, no images.
No, Paul and I will leave like
might
a
be better
dine
for
and
people.
dash. There's no like outro. It's just each of us one by one just leaves.
Okay, so just so I know what's happening, are you going to disappear and come back, or are you going to try to do this
I
while
don't
you're live?
know. I'm gonna try to do
Okay.
this while we're live.
Okay.
So
All right. So if
So
not,
is your-
let me,
So while you're doing that, somebody asked about screen transition, correct? This little guy.
yes, somebody was asking you what stream transitions you were using.
So it's not tech or hardware, but I would encourage you. So I actually got that little transition on Etsy, and I just kind of, you can find a lot of cool little things on Etsy, and that's where I went. And I'd recommend kind of jumping over there and seeing if you find anything.
that was
Oh,
like
cool. I didn't
how
know they
we
did that.
write essays to meet the maximum word count.
What?
the way that you
Celeste wants to
explained
know-
that, Paul.
Paul, change the batteries because clearly it's a battery problem today.
It's a battery problem.
Yeah, dude. Let's see how this goes. This doesn't even have the same.
Nothing like a live demo, right? I mean, like there isn't enough stress and pressure today. Here we go.
Yeah, this
Anyway.
webcam angle.
So my apologies. Evidently, I talked too long because we're actually over time, but we're going to keep going for all of you who have to drop off. This will be here for replay, assuming that
Yeah,
delete the words.
maybe it might be here for replay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try to see what this does.
See, now I wish I had a drum roll. Okay, we see camera. We see your ceiling.
You see my bathroom.
Is that the razor?
It's not a Cali stream if we don't end up in the bathroom, right?
It's weird. This doesn't have as much of a lip or anything. Like, I don't really know how to juggle this like the other one. So this is the. Hey, look, it's you guys. You guys are my toilet. You see that?
But at least it has pretty lights. Okay, so are you using the Razor now, or are you using the other camera still?
No, so I mean, yeah, this is the Razer. I was gonna show
Razer
you using the webcam. Yeah, this is the Razer Kiyo Pro. Honestly, I don't. It says it's supposed to be 1080p. That's not 1080p.
We'll give it a second
Is
to
it?
focus in. It seems to be getting a little sharper as you focus in. Like
Okay,
as,
wait.
as
let
you
me-
hold it still there. Yeah, as you're moving it, it doesn't know what to
I
focus
have
on.
to. Yeah, it's not very focused right now.
Does it come with a
Okay,
stand, or is it designed to connect to the top of your laptop?
It has a lip on it like the Razer Kiyo does, but it's not the same. Like, I can't balance it. I have to hold it. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. I'll unplug this and use the other
Okay.
one. You guys all
Yeah,
just
Billy,
saw
I
my
think you're right. That might happen.
bathroom.
So, if so, then you have all been witness to a once in a lifetime experience. All right. So while she's switching, I do want to mention that Sammy is going to be doing an event tomorrow. So you should go and check out Sammy Superstar because he's going to be doing a thing about interviewing. So, okay. Oh, there we go.
So
You're
this
back.
is the. Yeah, and I realized I can't show you the lip of the other one because it's plugged in. I was not thinking about that. I can only plug in one camera at a time.
Yes.
I'm only human.
Laptop challenges. Plus, it would probably install stuff and all that. So, yeah.
It was trying to install. I had it plugged in. That I was like, it was like restarting your computer.
So maybe it might actually get sharper and clearer too once it goes through the full process of an install. Doing a on the fly install, maybe it was just doing the best it could. Wasn't terrible, but this camera is definitely it's better lighting and it's sharper.
Yeah. I wonder. I know it does. This has. Well, I'm pretty sure this has a ring light around it too. Well, See? But yeah, I guess
Oh,
I do
okay.
have to install this stuff to make it actually work, but I'm just going to return it. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, and Sammy was saying too, and you were saying that Sammy's event, if you want to know how to do interviews and do them well, Sammy has his event going on starting tonight, actually.
Yeah, he just corrected me. It's tonight. I don't know. I have no sense of time anymore.
Because it's tomorrow, too. It's today and tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So there we go.
Yeah.
So that'll be
A 2-day
very cool to check out.
extravaganza. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Cool.
Well,
All
since
right,
we're
you got
over
another
time
one you wanna
anyway.
show, or okay, we're gonna wrap
Not
up. Cool.
really. I was just like, okay.
All right, I'm just gonna do my usual plug here. X keys or Stream Deck. If you're doing a stream, right? So if you're doing a stream, or if you just want to be able to switch your computers around, get better, faster control of your software, go check those kind of things
I
out
love
too,
it.
because those are gonna be life-saving.
I love it, Kathleen.
Paul, I love the on-the-fly thinking.
Paul gave himself a goatee, I guess, or a butt chin. I can't tell. It's
He's
evil,
going for that
Paul.
Cliff
Don't
Chin
trust him.
thing.
It's evil, Paul.
But look
Don't
at those
trust anything he
biceps.
says.
Look at those muscles. That's impressive. I've done a lot
And
of,
those pecs.
yeah, been doing a lot of core
Putting all
strength.
that time to good use there.
It's
Working
all
out,
that
getting buff.
drone. Yeah, controlling the drone,
out.
man.
Fresh air,
Mhm.
ready for spring
Yeah.
and summer.
A head that looks like it was hit and just kind of slightly indented.
Or dropped a lot as a child.
My parents would often
Anyway.
like pass me back and forth and be like, I don't want to hold him anymore. You hold him. And
He looks like your side. Ellie looks like your side.
You're like, I hate that when he stares at me like that.
is his nose like an awkward triangle? This is not my child.
Does he look evil to you?
Now that I think about it, the milkman looked very similar. Our milkman was a stick figure.
It was really hard for him to get that milk from the truck to the door.
And that goatee is so memorable.
So let me show you. So my drawing, the legs are terrible, and that's why I hate them.
They're very long.
They're very long. Really.
He's going for that supermodel thing.
Yeah.
There we go. Want to make sure. Quick tip: anybody getting interested in live streaming, make sure your head is similar in size to everybody else's head. So there you go. Perfect.
Well, everybody, I'm pretty sure Lurie's going to fire us after this, so it's been really nice knowing you.
Yeah, it was great hanging out.
Paul moving it. What? Like you're talking?
Hey, it's me.
It's
I mean,
me,
it
a
doesn't have to be
puppy.
hard. You can be creative.
It's been so much fun, everybody. We love having you here.
Wait, pretend to walk down the stairs.
Darkness.
Improv for the win.
Oh. Okay, really quick elevator, just super fast.
I gotta get to this floor. Floor 5. Boop.
That's alien abduction. That's alien abduction.
Okay, let me get on this train. I'll get on this train. Oh, I gotta get to work. Huh. Whoop.
It's a shame we don't have any fun.
When's this? This flight takes off in 3 minutes? All right.
Oh, man.
I'm so tired.
Another day working in the coal mine.
Well, we lost our minds, Indy. That's it. It's been that kind of a day.
If anybody's in chat,
You're like, what is happening?
anybody in chat has ideas what I can do with this little stick figure, let me know.
Celeste
I
says,
know.
Paul, you just invented your new YouTube show.
It's me.
Exactly. So many creative ideas. It can't fit into one show. He has to do a variety of things.
Yeah.
That's me getting tackled. That's me playing football. Throw it to me, coach. Throw it to me.
Look!
Oh my god.
Jay Brown says you might have something with
My
stick
ab.
figure theater. I think so.
Oh god.
Should we end it?
List of wants purple hair. Okay, we're getting requests now.
Purple.
We're getting requests.
Here, I'll give you one of my pens here.
Thank you. Yeah. We'll blend this with Remarkable.
This is exactly why you need Remarkable.
Oh, Kathleen, I did have one question about Remarkable. It's me over here.
Oh.
So, my question was, when you use Remarkable, will it output to an overlay that you could potentially use in a stream? Does that make sense? So, if you were almost like old time, like a football, when you're watching
Right, so it's not
football game,
Illustrator.
it's not like that.
One of
Okay.
my other things, which we didn't get to. So Epic Pen is a tool that will do that, and that's software that you can put on Mac or PC. I can grab that link in a second. No, so with the Remarkable, you can screen share. What you're going to do is you're going to screen share to the app on your computer, and then using whatever streaming tool you're using, Zoom or vMix or Ecamm or whatever, you could share that visual, right? That part of your screen, so that people can see it live.
Oh,
So it's not really an overlay. But yeah, here, I'll give you Epic Pen because that's another. I use that a lot when I'm doing training, because it is that telestrator type of thing. For a very reasonable price, and unfortunately, off the top of my head, I don't remember how much it was, but it was reasonable enough. I bought two so that I could have it on different computers. So yeah, take a look at, because actually for this kind of thing, that would be really cool. You could actually draw your character in next to you, and have them and keep changing them during your stream.
That would be really cool. Honestly, here's an idea unleashed.
My mind is blown.
Because I don't want to leave. Well, clearly we don't either, because we're almost 15 minutes over time.
And just
I like
think,
you're being blown away.
Remarkable is pricey.
and just think, if my camera worked the whole time, we would never gotten here. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you, terrible camera cable.
Your character looks like there's a tornado. Wait, blow it away.
It's a twister.
Oh,
It's
my
a twister.
I foresee many streams of Paul doing drawings, and I can't wait to watch it.
Jay Brown goes, Paul is at 1080.
This is my best side and best resolution.
I love how there is still a butt chin or something. I know that was an accident.
That's funny. Yeah,
But it persists.
that's how I draw, I guess. I just flick the wrist at the end.
Look at
There's this
Live
LSP
stick
spin-off show,
pros.
Stick Talk. Boston wants to know, have our phones blown up from Luria's texts? We all turned our phones off.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to her. We're
She
busy.
can fire us later. It's okay.
Hey, but
Yeah.
but seriously, real quick. Can we talk about what we learned today?
Kitty.
What important things did we learn today?
Today.
We learned tech can be fun,
Yes.
and there's lots of options.
And when things go
unable,
when things
we are
go
the
bad,
kids in the back of the classroom, we cannot be controlled.
that's true. This was fun. Kathleen, Callie, thanks for hanging out and doing this and making this awesome. And thank you, chat, for all your awesome contributions. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Seriously,
Everybody,
yeah,
I hope
thank
you
you.
got
This was
something
nice.
out of it, at least a laugh.
Yeah, I hope you guys had fun hanging out with us. This was nice. We're
I-
probably never going to be able to do it again, so no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Luria will let us on.
We're not going to get the keys to the car ever again.
That's true. Hold on. I'm getting a call from Luria. Hey, Luria.
Uh-oh.
What? We can never do this show again? Ah!
I was going to be like, do you dare me to call her right now?
Oh, my God.
She's logging in to hit the end stream button.
That's
Yeah,
true.
she's
I
like,
don't-
come on.
So I realized I don't have any credits or anything to roll. Should I just end it and
So
call
we
it a
just
day?
thank you all for being a part of our community. We love it. We have good people.
We can
here,
all
and-
we can all pretend we have a tech issue and just log off that way. All of us one by one. Oh no, wait, my
Oh, shoot. We lost
Oh.
Callie.
Oh,
Well,
well, okay.
well, at least Kathleen.
Uh-oh, he just died too, and I guess I should die too. So I guess we're going to leave now. Thank you all for hanging out, and hopefully we will